And we're live. Welcome back, Iona. Happy Wednesday. Happy March. This is March. Happy March Madness to all those who celebrate. We're back with Guys Talking Ball, week 3 of the show. Chris and Connor, how you doing today?
Pretty good, pretty good. How about you, Connor?
Good. Getting my work done. Feel good. Feel ready for the weekend. I got to be honest for you. You excited for the weekend?
Definitely, definitely. It
We
was
got some fun weekend plans. Comment down below if you have any fun weekend plans. All right, so we're going to start with MLB, and spring training started over the weekend. And I got to be honest, it's been tough for me to get into. Listen, I mean, during the regular season, I love the Yankees. I probably watch 80% of the Yankees regular season games, mostly on summer nights. Those are some of my favorite nights. Tough to get into the spring training. I mean, watching no-name guys do really bad things that I just don't think MLB players are doing. But I mean, it is nice if you're really, really that much into it. You can like pay attention to the 10th prospect on the Yankees if you care about that, which some people do. But it's been nice to have baseball back on. I'm super, super excited for the season. There's high expectations for the Yankees, both New York teams, the Mets. We'll see how that gets on. Reminder, next week we will do, I'll have at least, do you have anything to add? But
AL East, maybe.
AL East. Chris will be in for the AL East, but I will have pretty much full team breakdowns. I'll predict every single division, the places I think teams are going to finish, and then we'll probably both do a World Series prediction, NL and AL. And I'll probably do Rookie of the Year and Cy Youngs and MVPs. I have a full MLB preview coming out next week. I think it just kind of makes sense for considering that'll be the last episode before spring break and also the last episode, I believe, until the regular season officially starts. But in terms of MLB news today, I think the most important things to talk about is what are the changes that will be coming that have already been implemented and will continue to be implemented for the foreseeable future. So the main one is the pitch clock. 15 seconds in between pitches when the bases are empty, and 20 seconds when there's a runner on base. Pitchers now only get 2 pickoff or step off mound attempts per batter. So you can only check over on a runner on first twice per batter. If that is violated, a balk will be awarded. And I like it. It's making games go way faster. I had the note. Oh, I'm getting into my pros and cons. Well, I'll just do it right now. So according to this random guy, Mike Monaco on Twitter, I don't know if his information is correct. This was all done on my research on Monday. The average MLB game in 2022 was 3 hours and 7 minutes. Now, it's a very small sample size, but so far in spring training, the average game has been 2 hours and 40 minutes. That is a huge 30-minute decrease since this new rule has been implemented, which I think is awesome. I think it's great for the casual fan. I mean,
What's like the average NFL?
it's about 3 hours, but the problem with baseball is that out of the 3 hours the game goes on, I think 9 minutes of it is when it's live ball.
That's true.
So it's a lot of in between batter stepping out. I think that's something that batters are going to have to get used to because pretty much if you watch enough baseball, like, every batter, if they get called strike one or ball one, they do the same, like step out of the box, fix your gloves, and it's going to definitely mess with routines. But in terms of the watching experience and the fan experience on TV, it's really, really good. And I get it for the more in-depth baseball fans where you have definitely argued your side where you're like, well, I could watch it for 4 hours and I wouldn't really care. But baseball has been declining in ratings as of recently. So they have to try any type of method to get a younger audience involved in it. And I think shortening the games with this generation's horrible short attention span is the right way to go.
Maybe it will help Gallo hit better. Maybe he doesn't have to do any of that.
Well, good segue. Rule number 2 actually might help Gallo hit better, and that's the shift restrictions.
Yeah.
So that was really annoying last year. I'm not going to lie. The shift restrictions were really, really stupid.
I like it. It's strategy.
So, okay.
Get around it.
As you sound like my dad, because he would say, well, you should just be able to learn to hit to the other side. And I get that portion of it.
Frank.
But in terms of the way baseball is played nowadays is a walk and a single are technically the same exact end result. So if you are an Anthony Rizzo, a Joey Gallo, or any type of big lefty power, where the data, the in-depth sabermetric data will tell you to be like, you might as well try for a home run. And even if you're going to strike out, that's basically the same to us as if you were to hit a single to the opposite side. So I get it from that perspective. But in terms of the shift this year, all 4 infielders must be on the dirt itself by the time the pitch is released, and only 2 infielders are allowed on either side of second base. Now, we've already seen this kind of get pushed to the max. I was watching a game last night where whoever was playing short, I want to say it was like Jazz was it Jazz Chisholm or was it, I don't know, it was like Marlins somebody, and whoever was playing short. Oh no, it was Luis Ariz, the guy he just got to the Marlins. He was basically, I would say, 2 centimeters away from probably the max distance you can get. So teams will figure out how to go around it. I'm not sure in terms of like outfield shifts because I know that was popular too. I don't.
Like you can only have the outfielders on the grass or something like that.
I mean, that would make sense. I don't know.
You probably can't have like 4. Right?
Yeah,
Like
all 4 infielders must be on the dirt,
yeah,
so you can only have 3 outfielders
something
max,
like
unless
that.
like the catcher becomes an outfielder one play. I don't know. Tampa Bay Rays will figure out something where they'll be able to do it. And then the I like that rule too. So MLB's so far 2 for 2 on rule changes, but you're 1 for 2. You don't like the shift restrictions.
Yeah, I like this. I've always been. I wouldn't say I'm a fan of the shift. I'm against banning it.
You didn't find it annoying when, say, you're rooting for a team. You know what that is like. But your favorite player on the team, quote unquote, Anthony Rizzo, hits a line drive, and it's hypothetically supposed to land in the middle of the right field's grass in between the second baseman and the right fielder. But because of the shift, the second baseman's playing basically right field, and it's a robbed hit. That's where I agree. Now, I agree with your stance where basically if you're a lefty, the whole side of third base is open, and you should be able to hit it or bunt it to the opposite side. That is true. But
it's clearly not that easy because
you would think they would do it.
Yeah.
Unless they're, you know what, we're not in those clubhouses. They could just be told, listen, we understand that you have a free single right there, but you have a lot of power, and we'd rather see you maybe hit a home run.
Like Rizzo, then it's different.
It's different in every single stadium, but I like that too. And then this one doesn't really matter. I actually didn't know why they did it, but they explained it on one of the spring training broadcasts I was watching. The bigger bases, they became 15 inches to 18 inches. So, I mean, 3-inch increase. I mean, that's pretty awesome, right?
I think this season?
Yeah. So bases went from 15 inches to 18 inches. I think anybody would take 3 inches increase. So the main goal for that is to prevent injuries, I guess, because players were like either rolling their ankles or spraining their ankles. So I guess that's cool. I mean, I don't know. If it prevents injuries, I guess we'll find out by the end of the year statistics. So that's interesting. So, like I said, full MLB preview coming out next week. I'm so excited to do research on that and make my predictions, award predictions, everything else predictions. But definitely not going to go in depth on spring training games because who cares? So we're going to go next. We'll save the NFL wide receiver draft, which we follow up on our quarterback draft that we did the first week. We're going to do, you want to do Lakers?
Yeah, we talk about the Lakers.
So LeBron was famously quoted, I believe it was either right before the All-Star break or the first press conference after the All-Star break. And he said the next 23 games of his career would be the most important. And he was only able to play one of them. And that was the crazy comeback win against the Mavericks. But he, sprained his ankle? Something with that? You saw the clip of Mahomes?
Something with his ankle, yeah.
That was funny.
What clip?
When he Mahomes was at the Lakers game, and he was like, "Look what he was like, you're not the only one playing on a hurt ankle." You didn't see that?
Dallas game?
Mahomes was at the Dallas game. So LeBron's out for the next 2 to 3 weeks. The most crucial stretch of the Lakers season that will get them either a play-in team or a playoff team in the West. If he's out for 3 weeks, I think they're done, and it'll be
dropped a ton too.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't. They couldn't even be 500 when he was playing. So who's to say they're going to make a playoff push without him? So. Interesting fact, bar fact. This would be the first time LeBron's teams have missed the playoffs in back-to-back seasons since his rookie year in 03 and 04 and the 04-05 season. Now, remember LeBron's tweet that he deleted where he said, I'll never not make the playoffs ever again. Now, I mean, this is injury-riddled, but not exactly what you want to hear.
They weren't even in the plan before, but that team's just messed up.
It was funny because they had the crazy win against the Mavericks, and then it seemed like before the LeBron news came out, everybody was like, this is the chance. Like, they're the team to beat in the West, which was so weird. It was one regular season win.
No, but they were on like a 4-game win streak, I think. They were playing well. It's
probably because of Mo Bamba.
Yeah, I mean, they have a whole new team now. I don't even know who's even on the team anymore. So
yeah, D'Angelo Russell is playing.
Well, yeah, he's hurt too.
Little throwback. Yeah, I think he hurt his ankle too. Yeah. But so I think, are we both in agreement that the Lakers won't even make the play-in, or do you actually you wouldn't rule them out for the play-in?
What, 1 game? It's I don't know. It also affects on what other teams are going to do. It's not just on them.
It's the Timberwolves and the Pelicans I think are the closest to them that are ahead of them, and then who knows what's happening with the Pelicans and Zion, because Zion doesn't even look close to coming back, and I don't know what to make of the Timberwolves.
So the Trailblazers are 29-32. The Lakers are 29-33, and they're in 11 and 12. And then the 10 seed right now is the Pelicans at 30 and 32.
The Lakers are the
40
13 seed.
Yeah, Lakers right now are the 12 seed. The Thunder are
Holy
the 13 seed. But it's all pretty bunched up. And then you have the Spurs at 50. You know that the Spurs run a 16-game losing streak? You have that written down? I didn't
Okay.
even know that.
This is your second perfect segue without me knowing what I wrote. So, other NBA news, we have teams going hot and teams going cold. So, the Bucks have won 15 games in a row.
Yep.
Most of it without Giannis, right?
Yeah. I think he's been out for
10?
Well, he played against the Nets last night.
Oh,
I
he
know
did?
that, yeah.
Oh, I know. I didn't know
He
why.
was out for a little bit though, because
I know
he
he
didn't even play
Well,
in
he
the
played
All-Star
one
game.
play of the
Just to
All-Star
play,
game,
right,
and then
yeah.
he went out.
Yeah.
So the Milwaukee Bucks, 15 games in a row, are now half a game ahead of the Celtics in first place for the East, which is kind of surprising because I think the Celtics, at least since like October, have pretty much taken control of that first seed. So Milwaukee, we both picked them to win the championship, didn't we? So
Yep.
getting
we
hot
both
at the right
did,
time.
yeah.
Looked like the team to beat. Drew Holiday might make an All NBA team, which I would really, really like to see. And then, of course, the hometown New York Knicks getting hot as well. They've won 6 in a row. Huge wins against the 76ers and the Celtics without Jaylen Brown, but huge win. Undefeated since Josh Hart's New York Knicks debut. He's
6-game
shooting
win streak, yeah.
62% from 3 since joining the Knicks.
Josh Hart.
He was like 30% three-point shooter before the trade. So I don't know if it's because he's playing with his old Villanova teammate or they've just found a certain thing that clicks with him. But those are the two teams that are hot streaking right now. And then speaking of that, the two teams that are real cold right now, just last night, the San Antonio Spurs snapped their 16-game losing streak with a win against the Utah Jazz. They are on pace for the worst record in Greg Popovich's coaching career, which is not surprising. But you want to know what the last time happened when they had the worst record of Greg Popovich's career? Who do you think they got?
Tim Duncan. No. Oh yeah,
Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
And then I also wrote that the Rockets have lost 10 in a row, but I could
They're
really
13-48.
I could care less. But the thing with the new lottery rules is I believe that bottom 3 records all have even odds. So
They
being the worst
should,
record,
Yeah, they should. Yeah, that's fair.
because they
Yeah.
want to prevent tanking. So if you're 1 to 3 worst teams in the NBA, you all have the same chances, and even like 4th place, because I'm pretty sure it's happened pretty like common is where like even if you have the 6 best odds, you get the first pick. Like I believe when the Pelicans got Zion, they were like 9th best odds because that was like that year that the Knicks were tied for first with everybody, and then they didn't get it. But
Yep.
they better hope Victor Wembanyama is the second coming of Jesus Christ, or at least close to LeBron, because the way these franchises are headed, I don't know. I mean, we'll see with him. I mean,
We've
he's
seen
a
an
freak of nature.
NBA posts him every single day, so we should be able to see if he's good
And he's
enough.
pretty cool.
He is. I mean, he's like 7'4". He's like 7'4".
He's like 7'4", like without shoes. It's nuts, and he's already being
Right?
hyped.
He makes like fadeaway like threes and
No,
stuff.
the
He
human
looks
body
sick.
should not be able to move like that, and it's very, very impressive. But to put the whole future of your franchise on one guy I don't think it's the best move overall. But then again, if there's one guy that to do it, it seems like it's going to be Victor Wembanyama,
Yeah.
the best prospect since LeBron. So those are two teams that have gone cold. And if you're the Spurs or the Rockets or the Pistons, I believe they're the other third worst team. If you don't get the number 1 pick, then there's a lot of question marks. But then again, like the Rockets and the Pistons don't scream relevancy at all to me. So unless Harden comes back this offseason, I don't really see a path for them.
Nah. He wants to come back, right?
Yeah, the clubs are better.
He's a free agent.
Yeah. No, I actually don't know. No, because he opted into a deal with the 76ers. Remember they couldn't afford him, so Michael Rubin gave him Fanatic stake instead of contract money or something like that.
That's allowed.
I guess so. I mean, it's not part of the NBA contract, so who really, really cares? Anything else you want to add for NBA?
No, I wanted to mention the Spurs thing because I noticed that yesterday, which was insane. I think everything else pretty much.
NBA.
I mean, we're just easing back into the season now after the All-Star break.
Yeah,
and then it starts to get after our spring break really gets.
That's
when it gets to crunch time. Yeah, because like I said, the playing really does make the end of the regular season a lot more fun now. Because like those late games are going to be like those playoff type games.
Totally.
So that adds to the entertainment.
And I think they were really hoping that the Lakers would be a play-in team because they would get good ratings. But
I mean,
we'll see.
I think I think they were like plus 230 or something to make the playoffs. I think it's not a bad shout.
There's a month left of the regular season.
To at least make the play. Oh, I don't know if it's to make the playoffs is probably, so that means they have to win.
They got to win the play-in too,
and they have to win both playing games
Yeah.
because, without was like, I don't know, how long is LeBron out for?
2 to 3.
And say like,
but it's a sprained ankle.
If they go on a streak of losing like 5 games, they could drop a lot.
A sprained ankle though, that seems like way more serious than 2 to 3 weeks. Like sprained ankle, in order to like full. Well, he probably won't be fully recovered. But sprained ankle 2 to 3 weeks, you're not fully recovered in 2 to 3 weeks. Some will say sprained ankles are harder than giving birth.
Unless you're Mahomes. Yeah, that's true.
Mahomes wasn't fully recovered, but he played. There's also way more weight on an ankle for a LeBron than a Mahomes.
Jumping.
LeBron is required to run every single play. Mahomes isn't. Well, LeBron doesn't play defense, so I guess he's only required to run half the time.
Well, LeBron's also 38 years old, right? How old is he now?
Yeah, 38, 20th season. Longevity, though, scoring title. You think the scoring title record's impressive?
Yeah, of course. How would it not be?
No, because people think it's more of a longevity thing than actual career
Well, they're both impressive.
No, I think it's very impressive.
Yeah. No, that was cool.
Do you think that like LeBron's backing of like China affects his business positively or negatively?
Like his popularity around?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really.
You don't pay attention to that kind of stuff?
No.
Nah, I mean, I was just talking about LeBron.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
No, more money. Totally understand. You know, speaking of doing money for bad issues, let's get on to what I saw on ESPN yesterday, which I found very interesting. I know golf isn't everybody's cup of tea, I guess you could say. You're not a real big golf guy. Could you name 5 golfers right now?
Brooks Koepka, your boy. Tiger Woods. Who's that kid? He went to Wake Forest. I think he went to Wake Forest. He has like long hair. He has like a weird last name, starts with a Z.
Yeah, close.
That counts.
Zalatoris.
So that's 3. And then who's Nichols something? What's his name?
Nicholson.
Does he still play?
Yeah, but he's on the LIV Tour now.
Okay, and then one more. All right, I could try to do one more. Who wears the hats?
They all wear hats.
No, but he wears like those like French looking hats.
Oh, DeChambeau.
Yeah, all right, that's fine.
U.S. Open winner, Wingfoot. Sal's Pizza reviewer too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when he won it, the COVID year, he did a Sal's Pizza review. I hate that guy though.
Isn't there a good like player from China too? Well, that might be the women.
Matsuyama won the Masters 2 years ago. But he's from Japan. Hee-sung Kim might be from China. I don't know. I was just wondering. But
yeah, like the last day of the majors are fun. Just
it's the best. TV. Sunday at the Masters might be up there with my favorite sports days.
Jim Nantz on the call.
Jim Nantz, Hello Friends is one of the more iconic things ever. Masters last year wasn't good. Did you watch? Scheffler was pretty much in the lead the whole weekend.
What day of the year is this?
Masters week is usually, I always remember Palm Sunday, so like the week before Easter.
Probably had it on. I'm sure Joe had it on.
Like it's always the week after the end of March Madness.
Okay. Oh yeah.
It's like early April.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like, you know, I mean, nothing like seeing like the Augusta greens. It gets you ready for summer. It's like the birds are chirping. Apparently, they use fake birds in the audio to make it like more.
I believe
aesthetic.
that.
I believe that too.
Yeah.
Those music and those television executives will do anything for ratings. So speaking of golf, for anybody who doesn't know, the LIV Tour is the alternate, basically, competitor to the PGA Tour. They started last year. They came around, and Phil Mickelson kind of started the whole thing. They gave him pretty much $200 million guaranteed off the bat money to join their new golf league. And it led to actually quite a few big names joining the LIV Tour. You had Brooks Koepka, DeChambeau, 2 of the of the actually 3 of the 5. So you're basically a LIV Tour fan because those are the only golfers you know. And then you also had like an up-and-coming young player like Cam Smith. Not our friend
I know
Cam
him.
Smith.
Yeah,
he won the British Open, and then only like a month after that left for the LIV Tour. And that was kind of the problem with what the PGA Tour is talking about, where losing older guys or guys who are past their prime was not going to thread the needle. Now, listen, I think from somebody who isn't an avid golf fan but likes watching, I think there's only one person who plays golf that can really push the envelope, and that's Tiger. When Tiger's in the mix in a golf tournament, they are panning to him every single shot, even when he's not playing well. Everyone's wondering what's up with him. He's truly been the only guy, at least since I've been alive, that's been like, oh my God, he's playing golf. I kind of want to watch now. I mean, McIlroy's probably second, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like McIlroy's pretty watchable. He's definitely like, you just think about like the video game covers, at least since we've been around. Like, I don't think there's been a video game golf cover that hasn't been McIlroy or Woods.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, I'm getting sidetracked. So the Live Golf couldn't find a cable deal last year. Now, do you know why they can't find cable deals? They got one now, but why were they having trouble?
Was it like some Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, because they're a Saudi Arabia-backed league, and basically the same problem why the fans had issues with these players going away and going to the Live Tour is the same reason why cable networks are scared to give these people a platform, is because the money that the Saudi government officials, whoever's backing this league, is insane. I mean, it could be in the trillions for all we know. We actually don't know officially how much their money is, whatever, before this becomes a finance podcast. They didn't want it. They couldn't find a cable deal, but they did find one eventually from the CW network. What would you know from CW? Like I watched All American on Netflix, but it was originally from CW. Blue Mountain State.
Oh, that, yeah, I know.
I'm trying to think what else is CW. Basically, nothing that you would really like go out of your way to watch. CW is not really known for much. So whatever. They bought the rights to cable broadcast the Live Tour. So it drew an average of 289,000 viewers and a 0.18 household rating on Saturday and Sunday. The Saturday and Sunday, the two biggest days of the golf weekend. So I don't really know what 0.18 household rating, like, I don't know if that's like official rating, like say households rated this like 1 through 10, they gave it a 0.18. Or I also thought it could have researched it, but I also thought it could have meant 0.18 out of 100% of American households have this on,
probably would be it,
which makes a little more sense. The best thing about this is who was it? No. The best thing about this was the tournament wasn't even CW's highest program of the day. So the highest rated or watched event on CW was not the golf league that they probably paid a pretty penny for the rights for. It was another show on the CW called World's Funniest Animals.
That was the highest.
That was the highest. It got more viewers than the Live Golf Tour. World's Funniest Animals on the CW network.
I didn't even know that the Live Tour was even on over the weekend.
And
so if you didn't even mention it, I would have no idea that it was even on.
That's the problem, and it's probably really good for like just regular golf in general that they're kind of fading away because it was a mainstream story. Like even non-sports fans knew about it because of just the way
that was like the
money.
Headliner story on ESPN and stuff for like that week or whatever it happened. Do you think like a Happy Gilmore type? Like, do you think golf needs someone like that? Like a Nick Kyrgios type player?
Golf needs a rivalry, and they had it with Koepka and DeChambeau, but then they kind of both started falling off at around the same time, where it was two players that they didn't do the right thing, where they didn't pair them in the same group. See, golf is so complicated, and I understand this because people hate on golf a lot, and they like don't get the fans of golf. It's like, so everybody that shoots a shot, you cheer for them after. And I mean, like some fans will like pick and like who they like and who they don't like. But I think golf definitely needs some sort of, and that's what Liv's trying to do. They have teams instead of individual players. So
it's like team golf.
Like it's like 5 guys to a team. It's very confusing. But
I kind of like that though. It kind of makes it a little more interesting.
Well, then you should have been one of the 289,000 to watch because they need
You should have
viewers.
told me it was on. I didn't know.
I mean, I won't support them, but then again, they honestly would pay about $10 million for us to podcast for them. So, that's also another thing. Like, I'm not really one of those morality frauds. I guess what they're doing is wrong, but if somebody from the Saudi government told me you can be our official Live podcast and I'll give you $10 million, I would advocate for everything they're doing.
I mean, maybe we'll get a Rolls Royce out of it.
Yeah, but then if we do something wrong, they'll slash our heads off. So that was just interesting because the PGA Tour has kind of been on a hot streak recently with the Waste Management, which was held in Scottsdale the same weekend as the Super Bowl. I think it had like 280,000 people in total come to it through the course of the 4 days. And then they had a really good showing last weekend with the Genesis Open, which is Tiger Woods' invitational. And it was actually his first time playing golf in 2023. First time playing, I believe, since the British Open of last year. So Masters coming up in a month. Thought I'd give you a little bit of golf updates. Masters prediction?
I
won't talk about golf till then, so I might as well get
it. I gotta research that before.
Well, you knew players.
Yeah, but didn't you say they're on the Live thing? That all the guys I named?
Yeah, it can't be any of those.
They can't play. They can't do both.
No, because there's certain qualifications.
It's like the tennis where you have to qualify for it, something like that.
If you're like top 50 in the world, you automatically qualify. If you've won the Masters previously, you automatically qualify. And it's like if you've won a major in the last 4 years, you might automatically qualify, which would count for DeChambeau. But I don't know what, like, they banned a lot of the players that left, but the majors didn't. I don't know. It's very confusing. So you don't have a pick right now?
No. I'll
Tiger?
go Tiger Woods.
Tiger.
Tiger
I mean,
Woods.
Tiger's got great odds right now, but the problem is people love betting on Tiger. So like,
that means he's not going to win.
You're not really going to ever, like, unless it was 2019 when he actually did win. I don't know what he opened the weekend as, but Tiger's probably the most heavily bet on person in golf. Even though he was plus money when he made the cut at the Genesis 2 weekends ago, and he was plus money to make the cut, which is kind of surprising, even though he's kind of fallen off. But I'm going to go with Max Homa, my guy. That's my prediction. Somebody who hasn't won a major, but is basically a top 10 player in the world right now for golf. I don't think it's going to be a back-to-back for Scottie Scheffler. Or, you know what? If it's not Homa, I would like to see it be Rory. Rory has won every single major but the Masters, and he hasn't won a major in about 8 years. So that'd be cool to see. Enough golf for you, right?
But so Brooks Koepka, he's in the live thing?
Yeah.
So can't root for him.
I mean, you could root for him.
You can't.
No, I understand.
Right? Isn't he he's from Norway, right?
Viktor Hovland's from Norway.
Oh, I thought that was. Wait, why
Brooks
do you like
this
just
my guy?
You just like him? Just
he's my guy.
Oh, I always thought he was like the Norwegian guy.
No, Hovland's a Norwegian guy.
No,
but that's our Masters preview. We'll talk about it the week after it ends. But that was actually a lot of golf. That was like 10 minutes on golf. So I'm actually pretty proud of me.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with how much you know.
Well, that's also because I just watched the Netflix show. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. The Netflix show is absolutely fantastic, full swing. You can also catch me on the Ionian doing an article about it. It's going to come out next week. Before we get to our final segment, which will be the NFL wide receiver draft, we'll actually go to NFL in general. So probably some of the biggest NFL news has been basically it's going to be slow now until free agency starts. We have combines coming up. Who cares? Anthony Richardson, you know who that is? The quarterback from Florida went from plus 10,000 to be the first overall pick to now like plus 700. I guess people like him. I don't.
Well, because that means probably assuming the Bears are going to trade their pick, right?
I would assume so, unless they're really high on like a defensive player. But you can probably.
I'm not going to take who's that? The
Will Anderson.
Yeah, right. Not going to take
Bama
him first.
Or the Carter. Well, we don't even know if Carter. We said Carter might have killed somebody as of like 5 hours ago, so we actually don't know what happened with Carter. From
Will Anderson's the Alabama linebacker.
Yeah, he's really good. Yeah. He's really, really good. They probably will trade. So
they should, trade it and get him at like 4. I'm assuming what? So CJ, and then who else?
The whole year it's been CJ and Bryce, and then Will Levis from Kentucky, and then Anthony Richardson came out of nowhere.
Everyone says Will Levis is bad though. I've never seen him play, so I can't comment on it. But everyone's like, this guy's not good. He's gonna be bad. Like,
Josh Allen
is he like an NFL ready type quarterback? Is that why?
Kentucky had a pretty like average season. He's like, I think Josh Allen and arm power might be one of the more overrated things, but he's kind of changed the landscape where like if you're like this blue chip, big, gritty, white, tall quarterback, then you have Josh Allen potential. Or if you like lift a lot of weight and you're strong and you're like country muscle built, then you could be like the next Josh Allen. I haven't really dove into the tape on Will Levis, but he was the third quarterback throughout the most of the year. Pretty sure he was like Heisman favorite coming into the year. Maybe it was CJ Stroud. I don't know. Who even won the Heisman?
I don't know. Wait.
Stroud?
Let's see.
Or was it like some random defensive player?
No, I think
it wasn't Bryce Young. It had to be Stroud.
Caleb Williams?
Oh, it was Caleb Williams from USC. Holy moly, I totally forgot.
He can't go to the draft though, right?
No, he's a sophomore.
Yeah.
He was the guy
that kid's really
He was
good.
The guy that painted his nails and wrote like F the team that he was playing. Did you ever see those viral Twitter clips?
He's like a really fast quarterback and has all those.
He was at Oklahoma, then transferred with Lincoln Riley. He would put like they were so like the famous meme came from like when they were playing Utah, and he would put F Utah and write it on his fingernails, and they lost both games to Utah. So like
Utah?
You can't write F the team that you're playing and then lose.
And then do
on
it
your
again.
fingernails.
And then do it again and you lose again.
And they were like pretty much in on the college football playoffs, and then they lost to Utah, and then that's how Ohio State was able to sneak in. Maybe your guy Max Duggan, 5th round.
If that.
That's your guy.
Nah, Sure, I guess.
Hey, Max Duggan's a good
I
guy.
mean, I don't think he's that great. I like NFL wise. I don't think he'll be that great. I mean, he was fun and
No, he won't. But like,
he was fun to watch. Yeah,
I give
that
him
team was
credit
fun.
because his last season kind of built his whole like life now because he will
He's like
will
Burrow.
stay in the NFL. Well,
Maybe he'll be like Burrow.
Burrow did climb up to be the number 1 overall pick.
No,
but
yeah. I mean, it'll be cool for the Friezo household to see him.
Should we do a national championship recap, even though it happened 4 months ago? What a sleeper that game was. That game was ass.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we gotta expect it to be not that great.
Why? Because TCU was 14-point underdogs. I don't think anybody expected them to lose by what, 60?
I couldn't even. I think I stopped watching at halftime.
I hope somebody was like in a coma since like December and they're just hearing about the national championship for the first time.
Wait, who played in it?
Yeah, TCU.
I mean, no, I don't think did anyone even talk about it. So
I don't know,
we're probably the only people talking
the
about
game
it.
literally happened 3 months ago. Okay, so that was our NFL quarterback preview draft. Oh, the Bears. Yeah, so the Bears will probably trade.
Yeah, we kind of already went over that.
I think the rumors and the buzz about Fields being not their guy is just to create desperation out of. I actually think what the Bears are doing is smart. I think what they're doing is they're basically not 100% confirming that it's Fields, because say they confirm 100% it's Fields, then other teams will be like, oh, so they don't really need to trade this pick, so we're not going to offer as much.
Yep.
But if the Bears tell other teams, we're not sure if Fields is our guy, we might take a quarterback, then they're going to be like, damn, they might take our quarterback. We're going to give up more for the draft.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's all psychological warfare. We'll see. If I was able to smell it out, I would assume
I was
GMs,
just about to say, if you're thinking that, then
I would assume NFL GMs are thinking that too. So it probably will be a trade back. Who do you think? We know the Texans are 2. Would it be that easy if they just flip-flopped and then add in like a second-round pick or something? And then
who's 3?
Damn good question.
How high are the Colts? Because they're needing a quarterback.
They might be 3. Broncos don't have their pick. Might be like
the
Seahawks.
Seahawks have the pick. So what is that? Wait, hold on.
I don't know. Go look at it.
Yeah.
But whoever that team that's going to come up, the Colts would make sense. Or then Carson Wentz might go back to the Colts.
He just got cut, right?
Yeah. What a shame. He might be one of the most unlikable guys I've heard in the NFL. Sources have told me. Who is the draft order?
So it's Chicago, Houston, Arizona, Indianapolis, Seattle, and Detroit. I guess Detroit has the Rams pick. Ooh.
So that's a lot of trade back
Vegas,
teams.
Atlanta.
Detroit might want to trade back.
Philly has top 10 pick too. They have New Orleans pick.
They did get New Orleans pick. It's like Malcolm Jenkins was that trade, I think. The Saints like trade for Malcolm Jenkins back for like a first. Some team will come up. They'll get a good trade. They'll get a very good trade, and then they'll just go back. But like,
so like Arizona, they don't
need a quarterback.
They don't need a quarterback. Indianapolis does. Houston does. Chicago, I don't think they do.
No, I don't think so either.
I like Fields.
Yeah.
Seattle, no. Well, I mean, I'm assuming they'll re-sign Geno.
Yeah, unless he gets a crazy amount of money from like the Jets.
Detroit, though. I mean,
Goff is good.
I like
Goff. A Pro Bowler.
He's great, but like, yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting to see who trades for what. I still think that the Bears should trade for it, keep Fields, see what you got.
Trade back.
Because if they're that bad again, then you can draft the quarterback.
The problem is that now you don't. It seems the way the NFL is working nowadays is that nobody's going to spend a number 1 overall pick unless it's a quarterback. But the Bears need pretty much everything but quarterback. So that's why you go trade back and get more value. Try to get, I don't know what will come of it, but more second-round picks to fill out the other side of the roster. Because I do think they'll have a chance at being good next year.
They need a whole line.
They need everything.
They need better, secondary and stuff.
They need everything.
Yeah.
Maybe a new coach. And to some, maybe a new quarterback, but I don't think so.
Now, Roquan Smith is gone, too.
Everybody's gone.
Everyone's gone. Yeah, Claypool.
Alshon Jeffrey.
I got Mooney.
Yeah.
Was he the Weddle today?
Matt Forte.
Who was the Weddle today?
I don't remember.
We shouldn't spoil it.
We played like 20.
Oh, I said we don't. Yeah, the Weddle Unlimited doesn't count.
Yeah, no. Okay, so we started the podcast right after the Super Bowl, so we had a lot to talk about then. But the last 2 have been dull sports weeks, and then next episode we'll have a lot to talk about because we'll have my MLB preview. But to finish off, do a little fun segment at the end. We're going to do our NFL wide receiver draft. We'll go 5 rounds to start, see if we want to do more.
Yeah, we should have some time.
Yeah, no, we're good on time. No, what are you going to kick us out?
Well, pick number 1 and 2.
2.
Yeah,
Good. I mean, I was going to say I get the first pick anyways because you had the first pick in the last draft, but whatever. Okay.
All right, now for our redress, we'll We'll do
Yeah, it's opposite side.
Yeah.
We're gonna do running backs next week, and then after that, it kind of like fades off.
Then like maybe tackles.
Tackles. I was
Tackles
thinking we do
redraft?
like punters. I think punters is great content. Whatever.
That would actually be
I'm just kidding.
a
I couldn't even
punter
name
one?
10 punters. Okay.
Okay, honestly, a kicker one wouldn't be that bad.
They're so inconsistent.
That's why it would be good.
Who do you think? Like,
Well, Tucker obviously would be number 1.
who's going to be the best kicker next year? Tucker.
I guess, right?
I'll go Brett
What
Maher.
about who was yeah, who was the guy for the Chargers? What was his name? Dicker the kicker.
Dicker the kicker.
He was good, right?
But he missed the kick against the Jaguars, didn't he?
He must, because they lost by 1, so he must have, right? He must have. Wait,
I don't know. Do you know? Does anybody know online? I don't know. I don't really care.
I think he did.
The Jets kicker was good. What was his name? Greg Zuerlein. Big Greg the leg. I wonder if he has 3 legs.
Folk on
Folk on the Patriots.
There's 2. That means there are 2 Gregs with them in the league. No, not anymore.
No, just one in the booth.
Yeah, one in the booth.
Okay, so maybe next week will be kickers draft. Let us know if you want to see it. But or maybe you know what we should do?
Draft. No,
Wait,
I like the running back.
Let's
draft.
do commentator draft. That'd be interesting.
That's a good one.
I'd actually do that, but we can only do like 3 rounds.
I'm taking Greg for the first pick though. I actually enjoyed him on the Super Bowl.
Oh, Greg in the commentator draft? I was like,
Yeah.
Who's Greg the wide receiver? Greg Heffley? Are you trying to draft Greg Heffley?
Yeah.
From Dive Wimpy Kid? Or are you trying to draft Greg
How
with 3
is that
legs?
the first Greg that comes to your mind?
Who else do you think of?
I would have think Greg Olsen.
Yeah, besides that, we already said Greg with 3.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Greg, well, you can't think of anything. Greg Norman, but you wouldn't know who he is. He's a golf guy.
Well, guess it pays off to know golf.
Who's the Gregory guy that's the lineman for the Broncos? Randy.
Randy Gregory.
Yeah.
Yeah, ex-Cowboy.
Randy Bullock? Maybe
Yeah.
we'll play a game. Next week we might just play a game where we'll just start with a random letter and we'll have to name
Randy, yeah,
athletes.
that's that he could be in the kicker draft too.
No, he's pretty ass.
he would definitely not be drafted.
He's in the,
he would not be
he's
drafted.
in the toilet category. All right, so I get the first pick. Pretty obvious with this one. At least I think so. It's Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I would definitely take him first.
You didn't sound that way. You didn't sound that like you seem.
I would definitely take him first, 100%.
No, not your enthusiasm, but you were like you kind of had like an eyebrow raise.
Oh no.
Who would have been your first pick?
I would take him too with everything in account, of course. Because when we do these drafts, I also take like age and all that.
We didn't establish
all
stipulations.
All right, so let's do.
Is it for next season or next 5?
Let's do next 5. So next 5.
No, it changes a lot.
I'm assuming that doesn't change your pick.
No.
All right, so yeah. So we'll do next 5 then. So then from my,
I know who you're gonna take.
I actually don't. I obviously would have taken him.
I know who you're gonna take though. I think that's obvious, but okay.
So for the next 5.
And there's somebody already on the board that's top 5 and will continue to be top 5.
I'm gonna go with Devonta Adams.
Whoa, he's like 30.
I know, but I'm gonna go with Adams.
Okay, you know who I'm gonna take, so why didn't you take him? I thought it was the most obvious thing.
Who?
Okay, Jamar Chase. What a duo.
I don't think Jamar Chase is the best receiver on the team. So
Whoa.
I think T. Higgins is better than Chase.
You think T. Higgins is better than Chase?
I do.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I don't think the numbers would line up.
I think he's a better wide receiver 1 than him. So I have 2 in between here.
You should tell T. Higgins that because there's been some rumblings that they might trade him. So maybe he truly believes that himself.
Patriots need a receiver.
They do.
T. Higgins.
And Bill
They need a
Belichick's
lot.
GMing skills would probably they trade about 5 firsts
I could
for
see
that.
Hopkins maybe. I wouldn't want Hopkins. I mean, I would take Hopkins, but
Well, people thought Hopkins was going to go too because Kingsbury was rumored to be their OC, but then
and
they
he
hired
loved
Bill
him
O'Brien.
and Belichick had that little interaction.
I think he was a quarterback for the Patriots, Kingsbury. I don't know.
I'm in between.
Maybe we'll
2
just do a
here.
ranking of the best looking head coaches.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do that one. Ooh. I'm in between 2. If I took Chase, would you have taken Adams?
No. Chase was like the only thing on my mind. I thought you were going to
I'm in
Chase.
between. I'm in between 2 here. I also take injury and like longevity. I'm gonna go with. Oh man. I'm gonna go with Hill. I'm gonna go with Tyreek Hill.
Good pick.
Yep.
Good pick.
And then I'm curious to see your next one because I already have mine.
Oh, should we have been
loaded up.
snaking?
We did snake last, and that's fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
I feel bad. No, then.
No, that's last time we did it. It's all right. Advantage.
I'll let you get 4 and 5.
No,
Back to back if you
it's
want.
fine.
Tyreek Hill, that's the right pick. Did he get hurt this year? I remember he was on pace to break the single season, the Calvin Johnson record.
I think he missed maybe a week or two.
How does he treat his kids?
I don't know.
Tyreek Hill?
Has nothing to do with on the field.
Not too good though, right?
It has nothing to do with
I mean,
on the
you
field.
no, I'm not even being funny. You have to take in consideration suspensions and stuff.
That is yeah, but he's reformed now. He's good.
All he does is like play Fortnite.
Yeah, he's having fun down in Miami.
Plays Call of Duty. How much fun do you think he's having in Miami? Too much fun, probably.
He's playing well, so it's working.
It's weird how Tua got married as like a young 20-year-old male in Miami, though.
Maybe he's probably upset. He's like, oh no, I could just buy Miami.
Yeah, he probably want to be like back in Honolulu, but he's pretty religious, so I guess he has other values and morals besides Miami nightclub, live tour, live Miami. Okay, so my third pick is going to be dun.
Christian Watson.
I have no idea how old this guy is, and I want to pick him, but I actually don't know how old he is. I mean, 5 years down the road, like I could be right for the second half of it, and I could just have like these crazy, really good prediction. As you can tell, I'm stalling. I think the guy I wanted to take is going to be available next round, so I won't bother with him. I'll go with Stefon Diggs.
Yeah, I mean, probably one of the best route runners in the league. Good hands. He's been. What is the name of him? No, he's not. What is the?
He's been standing waiting for the conference championship.
Pro's been standing here for 3 years. That's a good pick. He was not mine was Debo. My next one's Debo.
Wait, that's who when I said in my head, I said I don't think you're gonna take him.
You know I'm a Debo guy.
The only negative with Debo is the injury.
That's why I didn't take him at 2. That's why I said the injury thing.
I'm really upset because you'd have not taken Diggs at 3 either.
I wouldn't. I love Debo.
Debo was my gut pick. Remember, always go with your gut.
Yep.
Because normally that's the right option. Unless you're like thinking about like your gut feelings telling you like rob a bank. Then don't do that.
Yeah, but I think Debo's. I mean, he's just so good in every aspect on offense that like.
I mean, you basically took a split running back as a wide receiver draft, so why not?
The only thing that tore him down is the injuries. And what is he? He's probably what, 26, maybe.
Where'd he go to school?
He went to South Carolina.
He did. Shout out South Carolina.
He's 27. Okay.
Huh.
Yeah, but I mean, is he going to be a receiver when he's 34 years old? Probably not. Like Devonta Adams.
Well, if you think 27 to 34 is 5 years, you got to.
No, but that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I'm saying in 5 years we'll be fine. For 5 years we'll be fine.
All right, I'm just gonna go off the rails here. I don't want to pick anything chalk. For my next pick, I am going to go with Amon-Ra St. Brown. 5 years down the line, Amon-Ra St. Brown is an absolute. Is he still on the Bears?
Yeah, he was the. What was it? I was doing the Weddle, the hard mode, and I couldn't think of him. I got like every Bears
Equanimous. Amon-Ra is sick. USC seems to have a good connection with Jared Goff. Lions are probably going to be everybody's favorite quote unquote surprise team, even though they were one game away from making the playoffs this season. They're probably going to be, if you had to make a pick who didn't make the playoffs last year, who's going to make it this year, everyone probably say the Lions as their first pick. He's the number 1 wide receiver.
Lions and Jets.
Well, we'll see if the Jets get a quarterback. Let's calm those nerves. But if we're going next 5 years, he's already top 10 as of now. So why not predict him to be my 4th wide receiver in 5 years? So Amon-Ra St. Brown is my 4th pick.
I like it. I like the different, like,
I got to go something that's like a surprise element for down the line.
I don't want to like say anybody else until after because I might give you some ideas.
I mean, only got 1 pick left, so
I have 2 picks left. Oh, you only 1 pick, yeah. Oh, wait.
If you don't think he's the best wide receiver on his own team, you should probably pick him. But that's just my 2 cents.
Who?
Higgins. I mean, you were like talking him off, so you might as well like go for it.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but.
You think Higgins is the best wide receiver?
I'm in between. I am. It's him and somebody else. Well, I have 2 picks left. I just gotta hope you don't take one. I'm gonna go with T. I'll go with T.
T.
Fun name to say too, T. Higgins. It's a cool name.
Oh, it's a very cool name. Okay, so for my fifth and final pick, I wouldn't say the board's thin, but there is some type of drop off. Now,
Definitely.
I got my prediction pick in because I mean St. Brown's not really like the hottest take ever. Like he's already been established as a very good NFL wide receiver, but talking about down the line, I kind of want to make another down the line pick, or should I play it safe? Your boy, I know who you're going to take fifth round. I kind of just want to take him because you're going to be like, damn, I was going to take him. But I also wanted to pick someone else.
Well, maybe you're wrong.
No, I know who you're taking, so I'm going to take him, CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
who I was going to take.
I'll take CeeDee Lamb. I was in between him and DK.
But my CeeDee Lamb pick would have been just because I like him. I think there's actually a sleeper on here that either you're going to agree with totally or you're going to be like, that's.
I hope. I want to hear your sleeper pick.
That's a stupid pick. So
very happy with my draft.
AJ Brown. I'm not picking him. I'm just throwing up names now.
Good pick.
AJ Brown. Great.
He kind of always seems like he'll be a great sports debate show. Is he a top 5 guy or not? He seems like he'll always teeter that line. He's very, very good. He's the number 1 wide receiver on a team that made the Super Bowl. So, unless you're gonna take his partner in crime as your 5th pick.
No.
Why? Skinny Boys Unite.
Spell his name wrong. It's with an A.
Devonta.
I actually.
Thanks for fixing it, by the way.
See, I like Metcalf.
Metcalf's a good pick. I literally just searched him up on Google because I was wondering what his age was. He's only 25.
That's why I was gonna pick him. I think because of his age. Also, McLaurin, he's really good.
McLaurin's a great pick.
But I think he's old, isn't he? I think he's like 29.
I know he's out of Ohio State. I don't know if he's like 2018 or 2019.
I have a weird feeling he's actually kind of old, like ish. All right, he's 27, so no.
So 32 is when this will be over.
Maybe Jacoby Myers.
You know what? I mean, I don't know how old he is, but like he was the best wide receiver in the NFL 2 seasons ago. Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I was thinking about him too.
Because he's still awesome.
He is so good.
Yeah.
I'm in between.
Isn't that crazy? Like he was the offensive player of the year last year, and now he won't even be on our like 10 best board.
I'm in between those 4. I'm gonna go with AJ Brown just because of how good of a season he had.
Good pick.
Because I mean, also his play style won't really drop off too much compared to like a Cooper Kupp.
No, he's not speed dependent.
Yeah, like
he's not elusive dependent. He's just a big body.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Brown, but again, like obviously McLaurin, like you said, Kupp, even like Chris Godwin too. He's pretty young. Great. The thing you just can't say healthy. Who else was I saying?
Garrett Wilson.
Oh yeah, Metcalf, obviously. Yeah, him too, right? I mean, he's like super
young to tell. We could do a cornerback draft next week. Maybe we'll do.
I would actually like to do that. We could do like a cornerback or running back one of those two. The running back one would be a really tough one because of the injury stuff.
Change so much too.
That would be a really good one. Actually.
Running back's the most like likely one.
Yeah.
So we'll do that after spring break because I really just want to do baseball next week.
Yeah, we got to do the baseball before break.
Baseball preview. I mean, maybe like next week we'll do like players you wouldn't want to let babysit your kids. Tyreek Hill first pick.
Who else?
Adrian Peterson second pick. I don't know who else is out there, but there's definitely people. Like players,
I think a running back one's not bad.
Players you wouldn't let to go on a date with like your girlfriend.
Why would you want any one of these players to go on a date with your girlfriend?
No, just like hypothetically, a girl's space friend.
Your sister.
Yeah.
Sister. Did you see them? Remember when the Vikings did that? When that was a really funny video. That's weird. I was actually thinking about that video the other day.
Yeah, no, I mean it's just something that pops in your head. You're like, all right, so like no Joe Mixon.
Yeah, nah. There's a lot of players I don't think would qualify for that. No, I like the running back idea. The running back draft.
We'll do running back next week.
At the end, we'll wrap that up.
Or if we have time, we'll do running back next week. We will do, remember, next week, super, super excited, super, super pumped for MLB 2023 preview. We're going to have division winners, award winners, and finally, Chris and I are going to give you our Super Bowl predictions. And if we have time, we'll do the running back draft.
Super Bowl predictions.
What'd I say?
World Series. Wait.
I said Super Bowl. I don't know. So much football's been going on. I'm losing my brain.
Wait, we're doing the World Series, right?
No, we're doing World Series.
Okay,
I said Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I said Super Bowl. Yeah, that's my bad. I said Super Bowl. I meant World Series. It's just been
I'll study up. I'll study up on a
long day for me. I've been up since 7 a.m. Had a communications test. So World Series and all things MLB 2023 in the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
If we have time, we'll do an NFL draft, maybe players who we won't let babysit your kids. We'll see how that goes with the higher ups. But once again, thank you for listening to Guys Talking Ball, episode 3, week 3. We will see you next Wednesday with more baseball, and take it easy.
Peace.